round of introductions from you guys, just to get to know who is here and so that we know who we'll be interacting with. Just a brief introduction of which companies you represent.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tisapula Fukutu. I'm the program manager of the PSEE.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Jason Munsami, the regional manager for KZN from the PSEE.
Hi, good people. Freddy Latwalo, key account manager at PSEE.
I'm from Gurna Water.
Good morning, Katija from East Coast Radio.
Good morning, I'm Barry Brittenkamp from the South African National Energy Development Institute, known as SANEDI.
I see we have a very good mix of companies here that are represented, and we even have the lady who holds the best, which is SARS themselves. Thank you for that. I'll hand over to Derek now to take us through to the technical perspective, what we see the role of this program is in meeting our targets as well as the city. Thanks, Derek.
Thanks to be there. By way of introduction, my name is Derek Morgan. I'm from the city. We're called Energy. I'm just going to give you a big picture overview of where PSEE fits into the strategic planning of the city in terms of energy. For what's happening locally, in the policy environment, these are probably the main documents for energy. So we've just gone through about a year's worth of consultation. We've gone through about a year's worth of consultation to develop the Durban climate change strategy, which is now with Council for approval. We previously did an energy strategy which was focused on energy efficiency, which was adopted in 2009. And we've also got an internal energy management policy, which is really talks very much to the methodology of the PSEE. It's about really optimizing the way we operate our infrastructure. So we've got quite a comprehensive policy environment in the city already around energy. There's this idea of energy security. And what this graph shows is the types of energy in the city, so electricity, fuel, liquid fuel, or in fact all types of coal, and then how much the city consumes, the price, and then the totals. So 48 billion per year goes towards buying in energy in the city. And that's essentially 50% of the entire GDP. So a lot of what we do as a city is we just buy in energy. So what we would like to do is to bring that number down. So there's a really big opportunity if we can start internalizing some of these energy costs. And right now the priority for us in the short term are about promoting local generation, procuring energy from other energy suppliers, not just from Eskom, so diversifying our energy supply, and then improving access to the grid. We realize there are lots of problems around grid access in terms of legislation and technology, and we realize that is a priority for us. Right, and the last thing in this energy space is around energy access. And we know that there's a serious demand for energy in the future as our economy grows. And what we would like to do is to make sure that there's an equitable supply of alternative forms of energy in the future. So there are a number of interventions that we're proposing in this space as well. Right, and then just lastly, transport I wanted to mention is a lot of our energy in the city is around transport, in fact almost half of it. We need to improve access to public transport. And then some of the priorities for us in terms of actual projects is discouraging private car use, exploring alternative fuels and fuel efficient technologies, and then promoting low carbon and energy efficiency vehicles. So those are some of the priority interventions for the transport space. Alright, so that's basically it. It's just a quick summary of what's happening in the city on a strategic level. And so that's why we're very, very keen to partner on this program, so it fits in very nicely with our plan. Thanks. Yeah, so I think we're going to hand over to you.
We're a nationwide program, and I'll give you the details. This is going to be a presentation with the two of us, myself and my colleague Jason.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for that background and context, Isabella and Derek as well. I think we provided good context up to now about the challenges we have around the energy space. So I'm just going to go directly to the actual offer that the PSEE has to offer all companies that are on the table here today. Our medium company offering, so for those companies between 750 and 45 million per annum on energy, and this is on total energy, so it includes purchased electricity, gas, coal, or any other form of energy. So what we offer is an extensive audit. So we would appoint one of our approved consultants to visit your site and do an extensive energy audit on your facility. And what we allow for is a period between 4 to up to 10 days of auditing time on a facility. And so the report will not sell anything to you, but we will give you an impartial view of what opportunities you will have at your business. And so that's the bottom line, that's what we leave you with. And the report is quite extensive. So during the way it actually runs is initially we'll visit your site. If you share interest with us and you sign up on the program, we'll visit your site, have an initial meeting with yourselves and basically scope your site. So we write up a scope of work with yourselves, and once that is approved, we will appoint a relevant consultant with the relevant expertise to execute the work on the site. Again, type of process. Thank you very much. That's really the conclusion of how the program works, and we're hoping to receive a number of signatures from you this afternoon on participating in our program. I'll head over to Chisekula now to take you through the national and regional update for the program today.
Thank you once again for your attention. We hope that we're speaking to you, and we're attracting we're bringing on board the right kind of mood and attraction. Hopefully you will see value and participate. I'm just going to run you through our program status to date. Target for medium-sized companies. Again, it's energy spends, all forms of energy between 750 and 45 million. We have a target of 1,000 companies to audit by November. We have engaged. We are presently engaged with close to 500, 453. And the engagement process is quite, it's from initial contact to scoping on site, to putting a consultant on the site to do the actual auditing, to report review, to sitting with you and closing out. So that 453 is companies at various stages. Some of them, like I said, amongst ourselves here, we have already concluded with them. They are sitting with the report. I think it would be best if you could have a chat with them if you need to get confidence from them about the program. Again, the large companies, over 45 million spent, we're offering strategic energy management. We have engaged close to 41 large companies. We have close to a year to go, so we obviously are a huge target that we need to attain in this short space of time. So one of the things we would ask you to do, if you're a business based in the KZN and you have another operation outside of the province and you don't mind internal competition with your sister company, please do introduce them to us, especially if you see value in this. In terms of consultants, already as Gerson had already alluded to, it was a rigorous process where we engaged and interviewed consultants. Some of the consultants up to now that haven't delivered to our expectation, we are letting them loose. We are seeking out consultants that can deliver value. So rest be assured that we're going to companies, especially multinational companies, that we probably doubt that you have resources within South Africa that they can do this kind of work. We do have consultants that will look at processes, systems, with international or best practice perspective. I'll probably say it's mind-boggling as well. Truth be told, when I asked initially by show of hands who's head of the PSEE, you understand that most of the businesses, or it's a confidence issue, and it's a trust issue, from where we're coming from, and we've been on this journey for the last year. So we know that we're engaged with businesses that are not just comfortable. People think that there's no free lunch, so they're wondering why we should be offering a free audit. And we were at pains to explain to them that this is grant fund that through a bilateral arrangement between the South African government and the UK government, they've given us money to help us help the South African businesses become energy efficient. You know, the long and short of it is businesses must participate, and if they have any concerns, they must ask and get answers. And if by evaluation they're still uncomfortable, then they have reason not to. But there's always reason to participate on this program and any other similar programs. In the bigger scheme of things, you know, we're looking at aggregating those savings to help reduce on the deficit that, for example, ESCOM is faced with right now. You know, but you also have to do for your own business.
Do you not think it's everything? We're now faced with the crisis.
Well, I would say there's a bit of that. There's an argument where somebody says they're not going to pay for somebody's inefficiencies, you know. So they're not bothered if they are going to go the route of reducing on energy consumption. But truth be told, you've got a huge bill that you can contend.
So Kula, you shared with us the progress in terms of interest in the scheme from the Western Cape, and specifically that the high level of participation is from the farming community, the wine industry. Have you done a similar sectoral breakdown in each of the provinces to see which industries are more interested, and perhaps to better understand what is the differences in the messaging and the response to better be able to, I suppose, improve the level of take-up? Basically, I'm just as surprised as the low level of take-up, and perhaps I look at what is the split sectorally in other provinces that will probably help contribute to finding a solution, I suppose.
See where the most interest was coming from, and obviously it was the Western Cape, and then we realized it was agriculture sector. So we wanted to understand why there was higher uptake from the Western Cape. You know, in terms of understanding, in KZN we've dealt with the automotive sector cluster quite a lot, and most of our businesses that we've engaged with come from the automotive parts manufacturers.
So Derek, does the municipality have any policies or views on microgrid development? On a smaller scale, obviously, not.
Any policies now, but we did some research with the University of Technology in Denmark around microgrids for basically for off-grid rural communities. But that's not the level of it. I mean, it's one of those areas that it's one of the many things we need to be doing. We don't have a lot of research.
So there's no like inherent policies against it yet, basically.
No, I mean, I think
just hasn't been research.
The reality is that the regulations are trying to catch up with the way the market's moving. So what we're trying to focus on right now is just getting decentralized grid connections sorted out, and then we'll look at probably microgrids next. But it's just a matter of priorities at this stage.
Thanks.
Perhaps audited my own premises, and I saw that the food manufacturing sector was quite big in your segmentation there. I've done a couple of initiatives, but I find that the payback, particularly with sustainable energy, is probably around about 10 years and very costly, and it all depends on the cost of electricity today. Now, the outages is throwing another perspective into the equation, but it is expensive. And when are the cross subsidies? ESCOM does give some sort of subsidy to sustainable or renewable sources, but when is there something more substantial going to come out of that?
I'm not talking about ESCOM. I mean, I believe the problem really is the price of electricity is too low, and that's fundamentally the problem. And it's not cost reflective, and until it becomes cost reflective, you're not going to have viable big-scale intervention. So I think that's changing now. I think that the price increases will become to a point where the electricity price will become more cost effective, and then we won't need subsidies. And it's very difficult for us as a municipality to justify subsidies, because all we're really doing is we're promoting a very specific sector, we're promoting the energy sector. Whereas, how do we say, why aren't we rather using those subsidies in the automotive sector, for example? So it's complicated. I mean, we have competing priorities in the municipality around a very small income base. So I think rather than subsidies, we should try and make sure that the price of electricity is more cost reflective.
Thank you very much. Can I just hand over to you, Colin?
Everybody, I've got the bulletproof vest on, so you can throw it out. Okay, this is Andrew Etzinger's presentation that he did to government and also to some of the press in recent times. I'm not going to go through all of them, but I'll pick up on a lot of them just to give you some idea of where we are at the moment. I have added in some of the generation stuff because I knew that obviously with road shedding you'd want some answers to some of the stuff. Hopefully I can help you with that as well, just to give you a better picture of what is really happening as far as the supply is concerned and some of the power stations. Okay, so just give you an overview of the power system at the moment. Just give you some idea.